Topping today's news, opposition parties protest against the migrants bill. Bahamas recognized regionally for its urban housing developments. The U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas presents his credentials, and a man killed in a hit-and-run accident on East Street last night. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jcn News. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Today was the final meeting of Parliament for 2025 as they return on January 7th, 2026. While members were conducting business and giving Christmas and New Year's greetings on the inside, outside, COI leader Lincoln Bain and members of the Coalition of Independents gathered staging a protest against the recently passed Smuggling of Migrants Bill 2025. Bain says the legislation, even with amendments, still opens the door for unrestricted entry through asylum claims, which places the Bahamas at risk.
We are a nation of 200,000 adults, a total of less than 400,000 people. And if we open the floodgates now, if we open the floodgates to all and sundry to come here and say the magic word, asylum, then we are going to be in problems. Asylum is a magic word. I want to credit the government for partially listening to the people by removing Section 11, which we would not have tolerated. That section was diabolical. The purpose of that section was to decriminalize illegal immigration. However, it has the same effect because persons don't need Section 11. They can just claim asylum now, and now you still can't arrest them. You still can't put any charges on them because of the principle of non-refoulement. And so we are in the same situation.
Bain and COI Deputy Leader Dr. Veronica MacGyver says the government's amendments does not change their core concerns. They urge Bahamians to stay engaged as the legislation moves through the Senate. Both the FNM and the COI say the new legislation should be scrapped. Housing Minister Keith Bell says the Bahamas' elevation to regional leadership in the Forum of Ministers of Housing and Urban Development is a direct result of concrete housing reforms now underway here in the Bahamas, not ceremonial. He told parliamentarians that the international body selected the Bahamas based on its measurable progress in land reform, affordable development rollouts, and the Clear Hold Bill program now being copied by fellow Caribbean governments.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, let me make it clear. The election to this regional body is not a personal elevation. It is a reflection of the leadership of our Prime Minister, the member for Cat Island, Ramkey, and San Salvador, and the comprehensive reforms now underway in our ministry. Colleagues from across the region noted that the Bahamas is undertaking innovative, practical, and community-focused development work in three core areas. First, Mr. Deputy Speaker, the Urban Renewal Authority. Under this administration, urban renewal has been placed back at the center of national development, not as a slogan, but as a practical engine of community revitalization. Across New Providence and the Family Islands, derelict structures are being demolished, long abandoned neighborhoods are being restored, and public spaces are being reclaimed for community use.
He added that the number of housing barriers recognized in the region are quite a bit, but he says the Bahamas is working through them with solid programs.
The Caribbean, Mr. Deputy Speaker, is confronting an increasing shortage of affordable, serviceable land for housing. It is in this context that our Clear Hold Bill strategy has attracted regional attention. This initiative takes derelict, abandoned, or underutilized properties, many of which have depressed neighborhoods for decades, and converts them into new, resilient, affordable housing opportunities. I am pleased to report, Mr. Deputy Speaker, that the first homes under the Clear Hold Bill initiative are nearing the construction stage, with additional sites in the design and permitting pipeline. Colleagues across the Caribbean, Mr. Deputy Speaker, also expressed interest in adopting similar programs to address their own challenges of housing decay, informal settlement growth, and land scarcity.
That was the Minister of Housing, Mr. Keith Bell. Herschel Walker is now officially the U.S. ambassador to the Bahamas. On Monday, during a ceremony hosted at Government House, Ambassador Walker presented his letters of credentials to Her Excellency Dame Cynthia Pratt, marking the beginning of his tenure. The ceremony was followed by a flag-raising ceremony at the ambassador's official residence. Ambassador Walker was confirmed by the U.S. Senate on October 7, 2025, and sworn in as ambassador-designate at the White House on Monday, October 17th. In a statement, the U.S. Embassy says Ambassador Walker will immediately begin meeting with Bahamian government officials along with leaders in the business, education, culture, and sporting communities to discuss the many shared interests of the United States and the Bahamas. He will also receive briefings from the U.S. Embassy's leadership, whose work protects the safety and well-being of American citizens here in the Bahamas and advances the security and prosperity of both nations. Ambassador Walker paid a courtesy call to Prime Minister Philip Davis at his Cable Beach office on Tuesday afternoon. And finally, in this segment, following the resignation of Darren Pickstock, the new member of Parliament for the Golden Isles constituency, the Davis administration on Monday filled that Senate vacancy with the appointment of Desante Small, who received her instruments of appointment from Governor General Dame Cynthia Pratt on Tuesday. Prime Minister Davis says Small is not entering the Senate as a stranger, but as someone who has already carried a heavy load for the country. While speaking in Parliament today, Mr. Pickstock spoke highly of his replacement in the Senate.
I wish to also extend congratulations to my sister, Desante Small. I just want you to know that I'm so very proud of you. You have been on the front line, doing things that people may not quite see, but making an impact. And I once sat in the chair in the Senate, and I know you would do great because I've seen you on so many occasions do so many wonderful things. And I know that all your family will be proud, and they are proud of you. And we are also proud of you on this side.
Small has represented the Bahamas at the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. She sits on the board of the National Training Agency and the National Apprenticeship Program. You're watching JCN TV 14. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.